Your prospect, if you ask them what they want to talk about, if they can control the conversation, what will the conversation be about? Hey, what do you do? What's your price? Because they're not skillful in solving their problems, right? They always gravitate to what it is that you're going to do, what it is that your product does, and how much, okay? So how do we direct the conversation? How do we skillfully, I'll show you how to skillfully do it. There's 2 other ways that are unskillfully, but there's only 3 ways that you can talk about the subjects that you want to talk about. The subjects that you need to talk about in order for you to close business is not how much you cost. The subject that you need to talk about in order for you to close business is not what your product does. The subjects that you need to talk about is them, and them, right? What are they trying to achieve? What are the ramifications if they don't try and achieve it? What are the problems that they're trying to solve? How long have they been trying to solve these problems? What is it costing them not having this solution, right? What is the next big financial milestone that they want to achieve personally? What's the next milestone that they want to achieve with the company? What's the financial milestone that they want to achieve? These are the things that you need to focus on, your conversation. But left to their own devices, customers only going to say, hey, give me a demo and let me know how much, right? So there's only 3 ways that you can direct the conversation. Way number 1, okay? Hope. Hope is not a strategy, right? I'm gonna hope that this prospect calls me and is like, hey, we want to go from $6 million to $7 million, and if we don't have an app that can give our people reporting, there's no way we're going to get that extra $1 million, and we'll probably go down to a $5 million company and I'll probably lose my job, right? Hoping that they're going to talk about painful subjects is not a strategy, okay? Because they're going to call you and be like, hey, so tell me what your apps do and how much they are. And you're never going to uncover that pain. You're never going to help put yourself in a position to sell. But that's number 1. You're just going to hope that your prospect talks about it. Here's option number 2. Some of you do this. Not many salespeople do it. It's kind of garbage, but it's better than hoping. It's a lot better than hoping, but it's still kind of garbage. You're going to talk about and present the subject. Sound familiar? You might be doing it yourself. You might have heard it. Hey, thank you so much for taking this call. Let me start off by giving you a history of our company and what makes us different, what makes us special, and the problems that we can solve. If you are looking to add top-line revenue to your organization, our applications are amazing for that. We are different than every other company out there. Okay? Get it. It's true. You're different. You do add top-line revenue, you do save them on this or whatever it is. But when you bring it up like that, it sounds what? Gross, slimy, salesy. Which is why they do what? Go back to option number 1 and direct. That's great. Thank you so much for the 10-minute dissertation on the history of your organization and who you help. Can you give me a demo and let me know how much? They're not vested in that dialogue. You're not having a discussion. You're having a presentation. Which is why I can't stand presentations. Let's find 20 minutes for me to book a demo for you, right? I'd love to stop by and show you all of our stuff. It's gross. They're not bought in. You haven't figured out why they want to see it yet. So let's talk about option number 3. Let's talk about changing your life. Let's talk about how you can skillfully hyper-focus the discussion that you're having with your prospects and your customers on the subject matter that matters most. The subjects that they want to talk about. The subjects like, how long have they had this problem? What is the problem they're trying to solve? What are the ramifications of them not solving it? And how you can hyper-focus is use these 2 little things between your eyes, your ears, and you can listen for keys. You can listen for key words that your prospect is saying. And then guess what? You get to choose where the conversation goes by the questions you ask them. I'm going to say it again because it's really important for you to understand. You get to choose where the question goes. Okay? Let me just give you one sentence. And I want you guys to think about all the different ways that this conversation could go other than, let me tell you how much I cost, right? And let me tell you what my product does and how much it costs. You don't want to go there. Don't go there. The website goes there. They don't need you for that. But just listen, here's a typical thing that you guys might hear. And if you're B2C or you're working with individuals, just change the we to an I. But we all hear some derivation of this statement all the time. You ready? Hey, yeah, what can I get you information on? Oh, yeah, I'm so glad. Thanks for calling me back. Hey, we've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. Right? We've been looking for, well, you're a marketing company. We've been looking for a few marketing options to better meet our needs. You're a financial advisor. Yeah, I'm not happy with the what's going on. Been looking for a few options in terms of my portfolio to better meet our needs. You're looking for an app company. Been looking for a few options in terms of apps to better meet our needs. Unfortunately, what most people do when they hear a statement is like that is, great, you came to the right place. How much financial returns do you need? How many apps do you need? How much marketing do you need? I'm here to help you. We are different and we solve problems. Okay? Even though you're different and you solve problems, you don't want to go that way. But when you hear somebody tell you a statement like, hey, we've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs, what are some examples of how you can redirect that conversation? I'm hoping that as you guys hear that, being on EastonUniversity.com, I'm hoping like 3 or 4 just boom, pop right to your head. Let me give you a few right now. And by a few, let me give you 12 different ways, and the list doesn't stop at 12. You ready? I'll give you the statement one more time. We've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. Here's one way you could go. You mentioned you were looking. How long have you been looking for? Did I say anything about my product and my price? No. Right? Listen to how that could go down that road. Oh my God, we've been looking for 3 years. You've been looking for 3 years. How have you guys been operating without a marketing company? How have you guys been operating without an app? What have you done with your financial portfolio for the last 3 years? Look at where I can take it with that. And that's just one version, but I'm listening for specific words in the statement. The statement again, let me give it to you again. We've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. Here's another one. Just out of curiosity, what prompted you to start looking? And you guys don't have the guts to ask stuff like that. And it's insane. What an awesome question. Why don't salespeople ask that? Because they think that if what prompted you to start looking for a new financial solution? That the person's going to go, ah! I took an Ambien 6 months ago. I fell into a coma and I don't know. I don't need one. Thank you so much for reminding me. Goodbye. It never happens. There's a reason why they called you. Find out what the reason was. A great way to find out what the reason was what prompted you to start looking for sales coaching? What prompted you to look for an app? What prompted you to look for a new financial advisor? What prompted you to look for flooring options on this project? And get them to talk. The last 3 projects, they never delivered it on time. When they say they didn't deliver it on time, can you give me a specific example? Now you're going down the road that you need to go down. Versus, hey, we've been looking for a few options in floorings to better meet our needs. Awesome, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've got a ton of options to meet your needs. Let me come by and show you all the options I have. That's not how you sell. How you sell is digging into the problem. Okay, so we've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. What options have you considered? Right? What options have you considered? Might be a good idea to figure out what they've already looked at along those same lines. What options have you eliminated? Right? Oh my God, we are not going with Salesforce.com. Oh God, I said that on this call. Salesforce, snipers come. Salesforce.com is awesome. I love you, Salesforce.com, wherever you're at. Okay, but I'm just use an example. Don't get me in trouble, Salesforce. Right? What options have you eliminated? Salesforce. Just out of curiosity, why'd you eliminate Salesforce? Oh my God, it's 36 grand for Salesforce. And what we didn't realize is you have to do a Salesforce installation through a third party, and we're in Bozeman, Montana. Okay, so I either have to do a remote installation or have this person come out to try and train my people on how to set up Salesforce. 36 grand on Salesforce I can afford. $97,000 to get the Salesforce built the way that I want to get it built. And then what if we make changes, which by the way, we're thinking about opening a Boise office? I can't do that. God, but you got to solve the problem, right? Yeah, we got to solve the problem. We need a CRM. But what I really need is a CRM where it's flexible enough for my people to learn. Now I'm having a great conversation. Now I'm able to say things like, well, because of the fact that you said you don't want a third party to install it, I'd like to recommend our Pipe Drive portal. Super easy to use. I can actually walk you through how to set yours up right now. Does it make sense for us to get you guys on a 30 user package? Right? You're having the conversation in the right way. What options have you eliminated? I got to where I needed to go by listening to what they said, and instead of just jumping in, asking them question. You mentioned you have been looking. Does that mean you're still looking? It's a valid question, right? If it's, well, I mean, we're tabling this thing till after. We have been looking, we were looking, Q1, Q2. I guess we're kind of looking. When you say you're kind of looking, what does that mean? There's no way we can do anything in Q4. Why not? And then you at least know where this deal is, right? We have been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. What needs are not currently being met? And listen to how the road can go that way. What needs are not being met? Our people don't, our adjusters in the field, they don't have access to real-time reporting. Got it. And how, forgive me, you know more about your business than I do, but when the guys out in the field don't have access to real-time reporting, can you walk me through how that affects you? Now, even if I know, because I'm at a super dope, amazing, let's say I'm an awesome company like RoofScope, right? And I know what it's like to not have this in the field. I'm still gonna leave my pride at home with all of my stacks of cash because I sell a lot of stuff, because I know it doesn't matter how much I know about how super dope, awesome, and amazing the RoofScope product is. What matters is, does the customer arrive at that organically without me going, hey, we've been looking for solutions to better meet our needs. Awesome, came to the right place. RoofScope is awesome. We're going to give you satellite footage. You're going to have all the measurements. Your people are going to be boots on the roof. You're never going to have to worry about this, that, and the other thing in measurements. Okay, great. Can you tell me how much? No value, right? What needs are not currently being met? Well, our people out in the field don't have reporting. Can you give me a specific example of how that's affecting you? Yeah, so we have a roofing project. It's a commercial roofing project, and half the materials got delivered because the measurement wasn't proper. And I actually had to send another guy out there to physically measure the roof. We had a ballpark estimate of what it would be. How long did it wait to get the guy out there? It was 3 days to get the guy out there. What happened with the team that was on the roof installing at the time? They had to cut out early for the day. It's not like they can just stop work and go to a different roof. You still pay them for the day? Well, yeah, I mean, they get paid. How much did that cost? It's a lot. I mean, a good roofer's $40, $50 an hour. How many people did you have on that roof? 10. How many hours were they off? How often does that happen a month? How often does that happen a year? You know, because of the fact that you're burning through about $22,782.50 on paying people that aren't working because the materials aren't there, I'd like to recommend a RoofScope product. What that's going to do is use satellite footage and measurements to make sure that the measurement is spot on the first time. And in any cases, which are not going to happen that often, if you do have to remeasure, you're not going to have to get somebody in a Ford F-150 to go out there. You're going to be able to do that right from your portal. You're going to be able to do that remotely. They're going to be able to do that from a laptop. As long as you have internet access, you can get the measurements on any building in the world. Does it make sense to get your team access? Hell yeah, it does. What? You're $950 a month? Yes. Well, that's really expensive. Not as expensive as what you're paying in labor every time you've got a, Navy SEAL team of $50 an hour roofers sitting around playing flip the bottle in 120-degree heat without their ocean harnesses on. You got a point there. Got dinged by OSHA last month. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it, right? I'm not even done. I think we're at 7. Let me go to 8. What criteria are you using to determine who can best meet your needs? What criteria are you using to determine who can best meet your needs? Let's go to 9. Which of your needs are most important? Remote reporting. Why's that? Right? You mentioned we. We've been looking for a few options. You mentioned we. Who else is involved in this decision? Oh, our CIO, Mike Adams. Right? Probably a good thing to figure out as early as possible. Yet, you guys hear statements like, we've been looking for a few options to better meet our needs. Awesome! Let me show you a few of our options that will meet your needs. I know nothing about you, but I'm convinced it will meet your needs. I got an email from a senior level person at TikTok. 4 different emails, because we spend a lot of money with TikTok. All 4 emails right? I am so excited, bumping this up to the top, want to puke. I'm so excited, Mr. Easton, to find a few minutes where I can show you how an additional $30,000 a month spend on your advertising campaign will get you those additional holiday sales that you're looking for. Last time I checked, Easton University is not going to be in anybody's stocking. It should, right? But it's not going to be sitting under their Hanukkah thing, okay? They didn't even take the time to figure out what business I'm in. They're just jumping into, hey, here's what we do and here's what we cost, okay? It's garbage, it's gross. How will the decision to purchase a new option be made, right? How will the decision to purchase a new option be made? Well, we're going to narrow it down to 3 companies, and then Mike is going to get involved. He doesn't want to get involved until we got it narrowed down to 3, and then we're going to present this to Mike, and Mike being the CIO, he's going to make the final. What's most important to Mike? What do you think is going to determine who's the final? Have you ruled anybody out? Yeah, we've ruled out a few companies. Who have you ruled out? Salesforce. Why'd you rule out Salesforce? $36,000, which is in our budget, another $90K to get somebody out here to Bozeman to install, right? Let's assume your needs can be met, right? Hey, we're looking for a few options to better meet our needs, right? Let's say you're a financial planner. Hey, look, not really happy with my portfolio right now, looking for a few options to better meet my needs. Awesome. Let's say your needs are met. What's kind of that next financial milestone that you're trying to achieve with your retirement? We'd like to do a 2-bedroom mountain condo. We'd like to purchase one of those. When you say 2-bedroom mountain condo, where would you like to have it? Either Colorado or Utah. How much would you like to spend on that? Well, we'd like to have enough to where we could put $250,000 down on that. And what I'd really like to do is have like fixed income, something not at risk, to where I could pay, call it a $8,000-9,000 mortgage on that condo, including HOAs. But if I could do $300K down and have enough to pay that mortgage every month fixed, not at risk, because I've had some situations in the past where I had bought an additional property. It was a beach property in Cannon Beach, Oregon. Then the market crashed in 08. Plus our resale value crashed in our 08, and because all of my stuff was in variable, I wasn't able to, and I ended up taking a loss on that property, which is now actually worth $3 million more than what we sold it for in 08, and that just burns my ass, right? I want to make sure that, you know, our portfolio is about $8.9 million right now. I want to figure out what I need to move out of that portfolio in order to pull out enough for that down payment and pull out enough fixed to where I don't care what happens in the market or World War III, that mortgage is getting paid, because the last thing I want to do is have another Cannon Beach incident. We're 5 minutes into a phone conversation and I already know exactly what's most important to that person. I already know exactly why it's important to them, and I know exactly what to focus on, okay? Because they called me and said, hey, I got your number from an ad. We're looking at financial planners. We're with Schwab right now. We're looking for a few options to better meet our financial needs. And everybody else that they talked to went, terrific! We have been in business since 1991, and we are amazing because of this, that, and the other thing, right? And then the person goes, what's your typical returns? And they go, 12%. Ugh, that's gross. I'll call you later. Right? Because we never got to the fact that it doesn't matter what the return is. What matters is you hang on to the condo, right? Because of the fact that you told me you want to hang on to the condo, I would like to recommend that we take $3 million of your $8 million right now. I've got a fantastic fixed annuity product that has total downside risk protection. On the upside, 12% is where the cap is. But as you mentioned, and what I love where your head's at with this, it's not about going from 12% to 20%. It's about making sure that when you buy this condo, that you keep this condo. It's about making sure that 3 generations from now, people with your last name are still using the ski condo, is it not? Yes, that's exactly what it's about. Cool. Does it make sense to move $3 million into this so we can get you in a position to get that condo? Absolutely, 100%, Mike. I'm so glad we had this conversation. But if you guys don't direct the conversation with the questions that you're asking, if you don't hyper-focus the questions, okay, you're only going to talk about what's the price. You're only going to talk about bits, bytes, and blinking lights. You're only going to talk about colors of flooring or palettes of this or that. What you need to damn talk about is, why are they looking in the first place? Why haven't they decided before? What is it costing them to have this problem? What is the result they want to achieve? And if you guys leave it up to the customer to want to talk about that stuff, they're not going to do it, okay? You guys need to practice this. There's a bunch of new content that is going to be coming on in the next 3 weeks into the portal around this subject alone, hyper-focusing, okay? What questions do you guys have on this? What mistakes have you made in the past? What mistakes have you seen other sales reps when they're trying to sell you skip over the good stuff and jump right to the here's the solution and how much it costs? If you learned what I'm about to tell you 2 years ago, you'd be making $1 million in sales today. Traditional sales training and all the stuff you read in sales books, it doesn't work anymore. Your prospects have more access to information than ever before. They've got more choices than ever before. And they're being bombarded with emails, texts, and calls from crappy companies and individuals that are saying the exact same things you are. It's impossible for them to know the difference between you and the bad guys because you sound and seem the same. This is why you're not making the money you need to make to truly enjoy your life. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, the most effective sales coaching system in the world. Every day, salespeople just like you start making mid-6 figures and 7 figures a year in sales using our sales process. And we have over 1,000 video testimonials from people just like you at eastonuniversity.com to prove it. If you click the link here, you're going to see our on-demand video coaching platform, and live coaching with me twice a week is going to help you double or even triple the amount of money you're making in sales over the next 60 days. Click the link here. Easton University is more than a simpler way to sell. It's more than an interactive learning portal and live coaching with me. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Click the link now so you can be earning $1 million a year in sales sooner than you think.